When it comes to Friday the 13th, there's definitely no shortage of kills. So today, I'm going to be ranking my top 13 best kills in the franchise. Let's go. Let's get down to brass tacks. Hey guys, I'm going to be ranking my top 13 best kills from Friday the 13th, the entire franchise from the original all the way up to the 2009 remake. And this is going to be interesting because I've never done this before. Very excited to do this. Now again, guys, remember, this is just my thoughts on the 13 kills and how I rank them. Yours is probably going to be a lot different. And if so, I'd like to hear about it down in the comment section. Coming in at number 13, we have the good old axe to the head. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. The scene in which Melissa gets axed right in the head from Jason. This is what's going to start off this countdown. It's an absolutely intense scene, and it's set up so well because this character of Melissa is portrayed as such the typical bitch in this movie. I mean, it's great because these are the type of characters we want to see get into these types of situations and get the payoff, and they definitely delivered on that. Kane comes right up to the door and just wham! And the thing about this kill, why I wanted to put this on the list, is because of the setup. I mean, you have Nick and Tina that are already aware of the murders and the danger that's happening, and Melissa is still in denial, and Nick told her, don't go out that door. What does she do? Boom, right to the head. Kane was amazing in this movie, but definitely in this kill, it was great. He was just so intense, so absolutely awesome. So this had to be on my list. So at number 13, we have Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Melissa gets axed right in the head.
You people give me the creeps.
Coming in at number 12, we have Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, the guitar kill. And this was a really, really cool scene, and the kill was awesome. Hey, sometimes you just want to rock out below the deck of the ship, hanging out in the dark where no one else is, and just see what happens. Makes sense to me, right? JJ being an aspiring rocker, and you're down below the decks of this ship, which is already crazy enough, and next thing you know, boom, Jason right out of the blue, just hitting you with the guitar, and the sound that it makes, everything with the camera work, it was really, really iconic at the time. This movie definitely doesn't get a whole lot of love from the fan base in general. It feels like, I could be wrong, you guys let me know, but there are some good things in this movie, and they definitely had some ideas that they wanted to use. They just couldn't because of the budget. But this kill and surrounding this character, killing this character with her own guitar, I thought that that was a really cool touch, and it looks really good. Even though you don't have a lot of blood and gore because of the problems with the MPAA, I think that the scene still played out really well. And you got the picture, and so did JJ, unfortunately.
Hey, I hear there's this big power room downstairs. We can get supreme concert hall echo.
Coming in at number 11, we have Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, once again on the list. And this time, we're going to be talking about Sandra skinny dipping with Russell. There are times when you're with your special partner and you figure, hey, we're at a camp and it's late at night. And hey, how about this? Let's go skinny dipping and see what happens. Ooh. Now, this kill is kind of a double kill because the Russell kill was definitely warped up by the MPAA. It was cut really bad, muted really bad. I've seen the original footage. It looks so much better. Now, obviously, it would have been a great kill. It's still effective to a degree because even though they cut away after he slashes the axe upwards, you get the point of what was happening. But what was even worse was when Sandra sees his dead body right there on the shore, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, Jason just pops up, and she's trying to swim away. She can't get away, of course, because Jason is a fantastic swimmer, which is ironic because he died drowning as a young boy. But anyways, I'm just saying. But he grabs her right by the ankle and just yanks her down. When you see this scene, it's crazy because he yanks her down so fast. It's not even funny. So great scene, great movie, great kill. Coming in at number 10, we have Freddy vs. Jason, the bed kill. In this scene, really crazy, Trey is an absolute jackass, and he has portrayed himself to be less than worthy of life. And Jason definitely makes sure that he gets what he deserves. You've got Gib and Trey that are upstairs, they're having their fun and so forth. Gib goes to the bathroom to take a shower, and next thing you know, while she's in the bathroom, he's just laying her in the bed, still being a jackass, by the way. I just want to give credit to this character being such a piece of shit. Next thing you know, Jason's right there and stabs him like 1,000 times. And next thing you know, you thought that was bad enough. All of a sudden, he takes the bed and he folds the bed. It's really, really intense. It's kind of shocking when you first see it, but it's a really good kill. The practical work looks amazing, and wow, and what a kill. This was easily the best kill of Freddy vs. Jason, in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think. Coming in at number 9, we have the Tina kill. Not from Friday 7, but from Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. We have Tina that's in the woods with Eddie, and they're just getting it on. Everything seems really cool. You're just laying on the ground with a blanket, and next thing you know, a pair of garden shears comes to spoil your day. This scene, when I first saw it, it completely took me off guard. First of all, Deborah Voorhees is fantastic, very nice lady, and an icon in Friday 13th for a lot of reasons, I'm just saying. But when this scene happens and she sees those shears and lets out that scream, it's just like, wow, and then the shears go down, and then the crunch is the worst part about it, I'm telling you. And to see how she looks afterwards with her eyes just totally gutted out, it's just so well done. Practical work is on point, and even Deborah Voorhees herself, she knows that scene, it just kind of crystallized herself, no pun intended, in the lore of Friday the 13th. So I had to have this on the list. I was trying to decide where I was going to put it. But yeah, I think it deserves to be here at number 9. So at number 9, we've got Friday 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, the Tina kill. Coming in at number 8, we've got our good friend Bree. That's right, from Friday 13th, 2009, you have the fantastic scene and the spectacular placement, as Trent said.
You got perfect nipple placement, baby.
Where they're getting it on, and next thing you know, Jason's running amok, taking people out, and for whatever reason, they separate, and it's kind of a crazy scene. But you have Bree that's kind of walking around upstairs. It's in the dark because the power is cut, and unbeknownst to her, Jason is right there, right behind. When she pulls the curtain back, he's right there, grabs her. It was a really intense scene, man. And again, credit to Derek Mears, because he's got her, and you'd think he was crushing her, but he's like got her mouth covered and he's really intense because the camera goes right in on the mask. You got the struggling and the squirming by Bree, and next thing you know, that set of antlers up on the wall, mounted on the wall, he just boom, just impales her. Right there. It's a crazy scene because there's a lot of things going on before it happens, during the kill itself, and then of course when he impales her, it's like, wow. So it was a really good kill, one of the more effective kills, I thought, in the 2009 Friday 13th. Coming in at number 7, we have a tie.
A handbag.
That's right, a tie. First off, we have Friday 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, Sheriff Garris with the backbreaker kill. This kill, first of all, it just looks... This is the thing about this kill, guys. Let me just say. First of all, it looks crazy. It almost looks ridiculous. Not in a bad way, but just the things that Jason is doing at this point. Granted, he's a zombie. He's brought back to life. He's powered up by the lightning strike. Director Tom McLaughlin was talking about that. He really wanted to show that this was a different Jason. And boy, is it a different Jason. At this point, Sheriff Garris, he's been against Tommy and he's been against Megan, and you're kind of just like, God, get out of the way, man. You're just messing these guys up. They want to take care of Jason. Jason's real and so forth. But at this point in the story, in the third act, he actually sees Jason, he believes it, and he's actually trying to do some heroic things. So I think that was kind of a cool character arc, which makes his death hit home a lot more, because he went right at Jason. He didn't want his daughter to be in danger and so forth. And when Jason just takes him and just folds him back, that first part of it, you're like, oh, well, what is he going to do? Because you have no idea that he's going to keep going. And then he just keeps going back, back, back. It's kind of like those folding chairs that you would take out to a picnic and you have to like rack them up to catch the latch so that they would stay. But in this case, you're just going all the way, folding back. So this kill definitely was one of those kills in Friday 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, that really stuck out to me, even after all these years. One of my favorite movies in the franchise anyways, but this kill stands out. But it is tied with another kill, and that kill, ironically enough for me, is from a movie that is not my favorite in the franchise, but this kill is amazing. And that is from Jason Goes to Hell, the kill with Debbie in the tent. And look, guys, I don't need to say any more about what's going on here in the tent. It was a really, really good scene. From what I understand, I believe it was in Crystal Lake Memories, they were talking about how that scene was so difficult for these two because they, in real life, were actually a couple and then had separated or broken up. And then in the movie, they had to portray this love scene, which was really, really awkward. But when Debbie gets stabbed right through the tent and then boom, just speared totally up and splits her in half. It's absolutely crazy. Now, the thing about it is that's in the unrated cut, so you have to watch the unrated version of the film. But man, such an effective kill. I had to have it on the list. It's really, really good. And even though the film, in my opinion, misses out on some things as a Friday 13th film, this kill is amazing. So there we go. Okay, at number 6, we have another tie. From Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, we have another entry, and that one is the face through the RV. Nikki in court in the RV, and of course Jason stows away in the bathroom, grabs Nikki, brings her in there, they're wrestling around, and then, holy moly, CJ Graham just takes her head, just presses it right through the wall.
This is great!
Crazy, absolutely crazy. When I first saw this as a kid, I was just like, what? I mean, what? That whole RV scene was fantastic, to be quite honest. And even when Court gets killed, it's like, what? And the RV goes off on its side. Jason comes out on the top. He's standing on top of the RV. It's totally iconic. Had to be on this list. But it is tied with another kill in the franchise, and that is also from Friday 13th, Part 7, and that's Judy the sleeping bag kill. Now, this kill, for what it's worth, pretty simple, right? Because she's sitting there in the tent waiting for her man to come back in. All of a sudden, Kane comes through the tent, ripping through it, grabs her. She's in the sleeping bag, struggling to get out. He takes her, swings her against a tree. She's dead. Originally, this was supposed to be a much more graphic kill with gallons of blood in the sleeping bag and so forth, but the MPAA cut it and we got what we have now. Now, interestingly enough, this is one of Kane's favorite kills, if not his favorite kill, I believe. And I can tell why. And he actually said this is one of the few times when a kill was actually made better because of the interference from the MPAA. I can't agree with him more. It's a great kill, so it had to be on the list. Coming in at number 5, we've got good old Andy in Friday the 13th, Part 3, the handstand kill. This kill always has stood out in my mind.
Yeah? Are you still out there?
This film is one of my favorites in the franchise. You've got Andy, and this was set up, you know, in a couple of different spots. He can do handstands, he's trying to impress his girl, all that type of stuff. And next thing you know, he's doing his handstand, he's coming out of the bathroom, and boy, Jason is right there. And what was cool about this shot in this kill was because you got the camera looking upwards, so you can see Jason coming down with the machete. You can also see Andy being cut right there. So this one definitely has always stood out in my head. A great kill, great practical work, and work with the camera too, because you really felt like you were right there. I think that's what made this kill so intense and amazing. So this is awesome. Coming in at number 4, once again, we're going back to Friday 13th from 2009. And this one, boy, I would hate for this to happen to anyone. When you get cooked in a sleeping bag, it is horrendous. And that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Amanda being burned alive in her sleeping bag. And this one, wow, the setup for it was really cool because, of course, you got Amanda and Richie, they're fooling around. And there's a couple of moments where things are being played for, you know, a little bit of comic relief, a couple of laughs. And next thing you know, when Richie goes out of the tent to kind of investigate, that's when you have Amanda right in the tent, right near the back of the tent with the moonlight shining in, which is a fantastic looking scene, by the way. The camera work was great. And all of a sudden, you know, Jason just appears from behind her. The shadow is just absolutely awesome. And when she gets grabbed and put in, I mean, wow. And they even show inside of the sleeping bag as she's being literally burned alive. She's yelling. I mean, it's bad. And when she finally when it's over and she actually comes out of the sleeping bag, she's just burned to a crisp. It looks awesome as far as just the practical work and the makeup. Really, really difficult kill, but this is a good one. This is one that had to be on my list. So at number 4, we've got the tent kill from Friday 13th, 2009. Okay, guys, we're at the top 3. Let me know what yours has been up to this point, and also what you're gonna have for your top 3. Me, this was pretty easy because I knew these would be the kills at the top of the list for me.
Sandra.
So at number 3, we've got Friday 13th, the final chapter, the raft kill. And what more can I say? The atmosphere, the camera work, the environment is just really, really well done. And as the camera is coming into the raft and you see Sam in it, really tough scene before that because she was obviously feeling rejected, which is why she went out there alone, which was a bad idea. But the camera's just zooming into the raft and you see her there. And next thing you know, out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere, Jason comes up out of the water and the spear going up through the bottom and just boom, just killing right there. It was one of those. First of all, it's a kill that I didn't want to see her get killed. From what I understand, this was also a difficult kill to be shot because the water was freezing, and Judy Aronson, she was freezing. She was almost, dealing with hypothermia, and I think she had to be hospitalized. And what was really cool is that Ted White kind of stepped in and said, "Hey, we're gonna do this real quick, get these final shots," because they kept having to do more shots, and more takes. And he kind of stepped in and said, "Hey, if we don't get her out of the water soon, I'm leaving." So I think that was really cool of him, showed how professional he was in caring for his co-stars. And yeah, this scene, really, really good scene, amazing kill. I think it's one of the more iconic kills in the franchise. So there we had number 3, Sam in the raft.
Screw you, Paul.
At number 2, here we go, guys. And once again, we have a tie. We have a tie at number 2. First off, we've got Friday the 13th, Part 3, the harpoon kill. Now, you guys know what I think of this scene. This is the scene when Jason first gets the hockey mask from Shelley and he's walking along the pier. Vera has no idea what's going on. She's thinking it could be Shelley. She doesn't know, and she's even trying to talk to him and asking, "Who are you?" And the thing about the way this scene was put together, and again, Richard Brooker was just amazing because he just lifts the harpoon up and he's just pointing at her and she's like, "Put that away, that's not funny," and it's just, you almost don't believe it's gonna happen before it happens. The harpoon is pointed right at her, and of course, this being the movie that worked in 3D, you do see the line that allows it to come straight towards the camera. But that's okay, man. It was 1982, right? But she can't believe what's happening, and then it just comes right at her, right through the eye. Amazing kill. Practical work is pretty darn good, especially for 1982. And it sucked because Vera was a really cool character. You really got invested in her, which is one of the reasons why I have this higher as well, because I think that she was a character that you actually liked and you followed for a bit. Some of these other characters in the list, not to say it takes away from the kill, but I'm just saying some of these other characters you don't spend as much time with. Vera, we did. So when she got killed, oof, that was rough. That was really rough. But this number 2 spot is tied, and this kill, it's truly iconic, and it almost was my number 1, but we'll get to that in a second. But tied for number 2 is from Friday the 13th, Part 2. That's right, Mark getting the machete right to the head and then tumbling down the stairs. Listen, this wheelchair kill is one of the kills that I remember this kill so early in my horror fandom as a young kid. And I think part of what creeped me out was the fact that, this guy Mark, he was a really cool character, definitely dealing with his disability, but a very brave and a strong character, you know what I mean? And so when he gets hacked in the face, it's like the way it happens, it's very startling. It's a good timing for the kill, for the gag to happen. But then to make it even worse, as it's raining and you see the thunder and lightning, he starts tumbling backwards down those stairs. It's like 1,000 stairs, man. It's absolutely crazy, just tumbling on down. And so this one had to be on my list. I did struggle with it because it almost made number 1, but I have to keep it tied at number 2. So that's where I have that one for Friday 13th Part 2, Mark hacked in the face, the wheelchair just tumbling on down the stairs. Okay guys, hopefully you've been keeping track. This is it. This is the #1 kill in my opinion. Again, you guys will probably have some other ones, but this kill, as soon as I thought about doing this video, is the one that immediately popped up into my mind to be #1. When I was writing down my list, that was the one that was right there. It was a kill that when I first saw it, I was like, what? Okay. I mean, again, a lot of these kills are so crazy, but that's what Friday 13th is about, you know, just having the gore and these out of this world type of kills that happen to these characters. And I think that this particular example represents that totally. Okay. At #1, we've got the liquid nitrogen freeze from Jason X. Poor Adrian. Poor Adrian. You know, when you're working in a lab and you've got a masked maniac killer in there, you probably want to make sure that you're keeping a good eye on him, because Jason, whew, this scene was crazy because you had no idea what Jason was going to do. He had just kind of come back because he was in cryostasis himself. So he just comes back. You don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he's on a ship, for God's sake. This isn't Crystal Lake. But he comes back and he grabs her and she's struggling, and you're like wondering what's going to happen. Is he just going to crush her, break her neck, throw her down? Is she going to get away? You have no idea. And then when you get over to where the liquid nitrogen is, my mind is still like, well, what's going to happen here? And the effect is so good. Even to this day, it still looks good. As he pushes her head in there and she screams, you can see the bubbles, and she just freezes right there in camera. It's like, what? You know, it just looks really, really good. But wait, that's not the end, because the way that Kane lifts her out of it and kind of looks at it, so it's also right there in front of the camera so we can see it clearly, her face, her frozen face, and then boom, smashes it down, breaks half of it off, and then just tosses her to the side. I mean, this is about as iconic as it gets, guys. I don't know what you guys are picking for your #1, but for me, this wasn't even a question. This is, to me, the best kill in the franchise. All 12 of these movies, this is the one that just always comes to my mind. I've done a lot of different polls on this, and a lot of you guys love this kill as well. It stands out, man. So anyways, with Friday 13th, there's tons of great kills, and I know there's probably some that I didn't put on the list. I might have forgotten them, or who knows, maybe I'll do a secondary list. But you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know what your favorite kills are. What do you think of my list? Again, just my list, my thoughts. Could change tomorrow, who knows, but let's have a conversation down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos. I'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.